Hey there, fourth grade. It's Mr. Remedies coming to you. You know where. Well, you know where I'm coming from, but you don't know where it is. You know that's right. It's my super secret hideout somewhere in Coppersville, Texas. Today we're coming to you for a reading language arts lesson all about summarizing informational text. As always, you know what's coming. We have some learning goals. We got to know where we're headed today so we know when we are successful. So let's scoot on over to our learning goals and success criteria. Today we are learning to tell the important information and ideas when summarizing an informational text. That's our goal today. That's what we're trying to achieve. Along the way, we have some success criteria that help you know that you really have this idea and are headed to meet your goal. So we have two success criteria today. I can define summary and summarize. I can distinguish between essential and non-essential information. Okay? If we can nail those two things along the way, I think we'll be spot on to reach our goal today. So let me dip out of the picture and let's head over to some vocabulary. Okay, as mentioned previously, two words very similar in nature. The word summary, a very important word today. A summary is a short retelling of the information found in a text in our own words. Right? Summarize is the verb form, and that is to tell the important information included in the text in our own words. So you'll see me use them. Summary being the noun, the retelling that we are creating. Summarize, the action of doing that. All right, so let's move on to our first example. For our first example, we are going to go to Ido and I, and when we summarize, we're trying to tell the, hear me now, most important information. I'll say it again in case you guys didn't hear me. When we summarize, we tell the most important information. Okay? And we'll see why that's important shortly. Okay, so you guys remember the Eye to Eye, wonderful book we read a long time ago, first semester, back when we first started the fourth grade. And I have revisited this text and I have written a summary for you guys that I would like to read for you now. In Eye to Eye, Steve Jenkins, the author, describes the different ways animals' eyes work and how they use their vision to survive. Some eyes are very simple, like a sea slug's, and can only see light. Some are very complex, like those of the Eurasian buzzard, which has the best eyesight of any animal. Animals' eyes are all so different and fascinating. This book shows the wonderful variety in nature. Okay. So I listened to my fourth grade teacher, put my good writing skills to use, boom, knocked out a summary for you. But my question to you now is, what do you notice? What do you notice? So here's my summary. Boom, boom, right there on your screen. And what do you notice about my summary? Take you a couple moments. What things did I include? What information did I have for you? What exactly do you notice about my summary? Did you notice that? Boom, I got the author and title in there. Super important, but I think you guys already knew that because that's like a second grade skill. Always include the author and title, very important. Did you notice here I included the topic of the book, and I did that very, very early on in my summary, and that's a good skill because the reader of your summary needs to know what the book is generally about. They need to know the topic. Hopefully, if you guys are looking, I gave some examples of facts. These may not be the most important facts in this because in this particular text, we were given a ton of useful information. And this information, one example doesn't outweigh another one. They're all equal importance as far as the information. So I decided just to give examples of facts. However, it's your job as a fantastic reader to determine what's essential and what's non-essential. Okay? Using such things as like our headings and subheadings, using our text features to help kind of determine what the essential and non-essential information is. But in my summary, I just included examples of the two extremes. I also included the author's feelings about the topic. Animals' eyes are also different and fascinating. And finally, I included the main message of the text. The main message, the overall big idea, is that there's a lot of variety in nature. The author just chose to show that big idea by using the different ways that animals use their vision to survive and their eye structures. Okay? So this is pretty good idea about what to include, but you never know. So let me give you a checklist. What to include in the summary of an informational text. These are a little bit different than summarizing a story. So here are some things that we always want to include when giving that summary of informational text. Okay? First thing, the title and author of the book. Okay? Second thing is we want early on, probably the second sentence of our summary is we want to establish the topic of the text. Now we want to share the most important facts from the text. And moving on, we want to show how the book is organized. In Eye for an Eye, it was more of a compare and contrast. But we want to remember our pre-spring break lessons and review all the different ways that nonfiction text is organized. After that, we want to include the author's feelings about the topic. And finally, we always want to include the main message or big idea of the text. 6 things, it seems like a lot. It really isn't. These mostly can be wrapped up in 1 to 2 sentences. And I think these things will get you right on track for writing an excellent summary. But always remember, boys and girls, a summary doesn't tell everything in the book. That is a mistake. That is a misunderstanding that a lot of students have when coming up with a summary. They want us to tell all the different facts in the book, but that's really not necessary. So a summary does not tell everything in the book. It includes only enough, big word there, important information to give someone an idea about what the book is about, but in our own words. Right? We don't want to list all of the information in the text. We don't want to just read or copy the information word from word from the text because that's not a summary. And real talk, if I as a reader was listening to your summary and you included all the information and it was copied word for word from the book or from the text itself, as a reader, why am I talking to you? I can just go and get the book and I can read it myself, right? So please remember, boys and girls, a summary doesn't tell everything in the book. It tells the most important information in order to give somebody an idea of what the book is about in our own words. Right? So now we got that out of the way. Boom. You know what time it is. It's review time. Yeah, it is. It's review time. So as a review, we talked about what the word summarize means, and summarize means to retell information from the text in your own words. A summary should only include the most important information. A summary should also include the topic, how the book is organized, the author's feelings on the topic, and the main message of the topic. Okay? If you can check those off your list as you're writing your summaries, I think by the time you're finished, you'll have just an outstanding summary. All right, guys, that'll do it for today's lesson. As always, I've been Mr. Remedies. I don't think that's ever going to change. You've been absolutely amazing, and I know that's never going to change. And so we will keep on keeping on and see you next time. Bye, guys.